Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno. I'm the founder of Real Men, Real Style. Today I'm going to be speaking with you about how to improve your online image. Basically, how to send a strong first impression when someone does a search for you out on the web. I'm going to talk about why this matters, and I'm going to give you 4 solid tips on how you can improve your online image. Okay, so before we get into that, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. That way the videos come right to you. You don't miss any of the videos. I occasionally put out these ghost videos that I take down after a set amount of time, and that's for my subscribers, and I don't want you to miss those. In addition, if you like this video, if you find it useful, I would appreciate you writing something in the comments. If you think I can do better, if you would like to see additional videos on some other topic, please let me know. Go ahead and write that down in the comments. I do interact with people, and really I want these videos to be for you. Okay, so let's get right into it. First off, why does this matter? Before I get into the 4 tips on why you need to have or how to create a strong first impression, let's talk first of all why you need to have a strong online impression. It really comes down to 3 things. Number 1 is you're out there and you're looking for a job. Whenever I get a resume, whenever I'm looking to hire someone, I always Google them. I always type it in and I'm out there searching for more information, because people, when they send me a resume, when they talk to me in an interview over the phone, they're putting their best foot forward. But I want to see more than that. As an employer, making a hiring decision is a very risky move, and I want to make sure the person I'm working with is transparent, and that if there's anything out there, I want to know about it so I can make a smart hiring decision. Now, I know there's a lot of laws out there that say companies shouldn't be doing this, but it happens. Believe me, it doesn't matter. It is something that people are going to go into their best interest. They're going to do a quick Google search on you. And you've got to not only be worried about yourself, but if you have a common name, that information could pop up and they could mistakenly form an impression about you. So it would be something that, if you've got too common of a name, hopefully the person hiring you is smart enough to realize that, that's not you. But if you've got an uncommon name, it could be anything. It could be a traffic ticket. It could be something that you did in college 15 years ago. It may pop up on the Google image search. So really make sure, and I'll talk about how to kind of push some of that step down. You can't ever make anything disappear on the web, but there are ways to mitigate. So number 1, if you're looking for a job, your employers are going to be typing this in. In addition, if you're out there looking to hire, to basically get clients, or if you're looking to grow your company, anytime you're looking to partner with anyone, anytime you're looking to build a business relationship, whether that be with a bank, whether that be somebody that's coming in and they want to, whether it's maybe you're a custom clothier and they want to buy a $5,000 wardrobe from you. Maybe you're a guy and you sell lights and you're a master electrician in your town. They're going to do a Google search to make sure that, okay, is this someone I want to have a business relationship with? So business relationships, pretty important. A lot of money being exchanged, and people are going to search for you. They're going to not only, and this is where you can really stand out, because if you've got a strong online impression, and in fact, 7 years ago, I was not known as a men's style expert. I started putting out information, published books, put out hundreds of videos, thousands of articles, and now I've really established myself as an expert in this area. Anyone can do that, and the great part about this is people can look at what you've put out there and they can judge you based off that. The last thing I'm going to talk about is more of our personal relationships. So if you're out there, you're a single guy, you're a single woman, you can bet that people are going to look up more information about you. I've heard the story about, the woman that was going to go on a date with a guy and he turns up being wanted by the police. Hopefully that's not the case for you. But what I would say, guys, is you do want to make sure that you're putting out the image. I don't know what image you want to put out there, but I do want you to know that you are putting something out there and to control that image. So let's go ahead and talk about the number 1 thing, and I'm talking about there's a lot of platforms out there. There's Google+, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of those things out there, in a sense, can be found by the search engines. So you want to make sure that on all of those, you have the max privacy settings. So number one, make sure you've got the max privacy settings. One of the things that I do personally on Facebook is I'm very careful about who I friend. I get a lot of requests. I made it so the only people that can ask to become my friend are friends of friends. It's a small barrier, but it's something that I've got personal photos up there. I've got information that I just simply don't want out there. As I've put out videos on YouTube, I've had to do a better job of making sure I maintain a certain veil of privacy around. It's just one of those things. You don't want crazies showing up at your door. And for those of us that have kids, we simply don't want to have that information out there. Now, some information is out there and you can't control it. Who is it? Target just had that breach of security with, SSNs. I mean, the U.S. government, I know, has had multiple breaches, I think with the VA, with Social Security numbers being out there. So I can't control some of that. But what I can do is have max privacy settings. And so that's going to be the first thing I recommend on everything you've got out there, and that includes passwords. So really make sure LastPass, there's a few other automatic password generators that I would consider. So passwords, not only that, but also making sure you go into Facebook and other platforms, you make sure you've got the highest level of max privacy settings. Number two is really a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't think about this. Only put out there what you don't mind the world seeing. So and for some of us, if I look back in college, there are certain images I am very happy are not out there on the web, and I do not want to ever see surface. But maybe they'll surface if I ever run for political office, and that would not be a good thing. But the point is if someone's out there taking pictures, be aware that this could pop up on the web, that they could tag you in this, and you need to be pretty careful and try to avoid getting caught in an image which is going to put you in a compromising position. And don't be putting up images thinking you can, I talked in number one about the max privacy settings, but take that with a grain of salt. Facebook is Facebook. They want to make all your data searchable. That way it pops up higher in the search engines and they get more traffic. So yeah, I would be very careful about what you put on. If you put anything online, make sure you're okay with it being shared with the world, or if even you're taking a picture of it. The number three thing is to go in there, and this is a little bit proactive, but try to remove tags or request people that have put up images. I know some people feel it's kind of tacky, but it is something that if you post, don't do it publicly, maybe pull the person aside and say, hey, I would appreciate it if you don't put up this image, or if you don't tag me in this image. There's a few other things that you can do in a sense of if a website has an image of you that you can simply just email them and ask them to take it down. If there's certain information that's out there, go ahead and take it down. Yes, there are search engines, things called the Wayback Machine. You can go back and look at websites and how the web looked 5 years ago, 4 years ago, but most people aren't going to know how to use that. So if you've got an address or you've got some, your phone number and you want to pull that information off, go ahead and do that. It's not going to totally prevent it, but it's better than nothing. So tip number 4, this one's a little bit sneaky, but I'm a big fan of if you've got some bad information out there on the web, or if in a sense, you've got a very popular name. I'm a big, fan of putting out almost disinformation. So making sure if, let's say you've got something, you've got a criminal record that's out there, or you've had something in which you were involved with a lawsuit and you're not proud of it, or it's something that you just simply don't want that to be on the number 1 page on Google. So make sure you do Google yourself and you see where you're at out there. But one way to overcome this is to push it down. And that's where you're actually creating profiles on multiple sites. So that's where you're going to LinkedIn and you're creating a strong profile. It's where you're going to Google Plus and creating a strong profile. In fact, you can create multiple accounts on Google Plus, not too many. Facebook, the same, create a Facebook page, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all of those. Because what that's going to happen is it's going to crowd your name into the search engines. And a lot of those other ones, they're going to get pushed down because there's not a lot of people linking to them, while those social media platforms, those are going to pop up higher. So even if you can get it pushed to the 2nd or 3rd page, that's a win, because most people do not ever go past the first page in search in Google. So those would be my 4 tips. Number 1, max security settings. Number 2, only show and put out information that you don't mind being shared. Number 3, request that people take your picture down or untag them or take them down yourself. And number 4, use a little bit of disinformation and put out and basically own your name for multiple profiles, so it pushes down any information you don't want out there. So hopefully you found these tips useful. I will see you in the next video. And if you want more information about men's style, men's lifestyle, you know that I've got a great free 47-page ebook for you over at realmenrealstyle.com. Take care. Bye-bye.